Ever wake up and feel like your body didn't rest at all? Like you're dragging a weight behind you the moment you open your eyes? You look in the mirror, rub your face, and think, maybe this is just what getting old feels like, but let me stop you right there. You're not lazy. You're not weak. And no, this isn't just about getting older. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker. For over 30 years, I've worked with thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. And the one thing I hear over and over is this: Doc, I sleep, but I wake up already tired. They blame their age. They think something inside them is shutting down. But I'm here to tell you something different, something I wish more men knew. Fatigue after 60 is not just age catching up to you. It's a biological signal your body is trying to send, and most of us were never taught how to listen. You're not worn out, you're underfueled. You're not broken, you're waiting for a very specific trigger to fire up your energy systems. And that trigger is not in a pill. It's not in caffeine either. It's in a rhythm your body was designed to follow, but most of us lost that rhythm years ago. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that rhythm is. We'll talk about the missing steps most men skip every morning without realizing it, and I'll walk you through a simple daily shift that can bring back the energy, the mental clarity, and even the confidence you thought was long gone. And I mean real energy. The kind you can feel in your chest, your legs, your mind, without needing more sleep or another cup of coffee. If you stick with me, I'll share what I call the reactivation ritual that's helped countless men feel alive again in just 7 days. It's small. It's simple, and it works. So if something in you still believes that your best mornings aren't behind you, you're in the right place. Harold was 68 when he first came to see me, a retired engineer from Arizona, smart, methodical, the kind of man who built bridges and trusted blueprints. But that morning, he walked into my office carrying something much heavier than his age. He didn't look sick. He didn't complain of pain. He just looked empty. I sleep, Doc, he told me, but I wake up more tired than when I went to bed. I'm not sad. I'm not anxious. I just don't feel like myself. He said he'd stopped walking in the mornings. He used to enjoy a slow jog around the block, now he stayed in his chair longer. His wife told him, "You're quieter these days, like you're here, but not really here." Then Harold said the line I've heard from so many men: "I guess this is just part of getting older, right?" And that's when I leaned in and asked him something simple. "Harold, walk me through your first hour of the day. What do you do after you wake up?" He thought for a second, shrugged, and said, "Brush my teeth. Make some coffee. That's it, really. I don't eat breakfast. Never been hungry in the morning." And right there, that's when I saw it. That was the first crack in the foundation. You see, Harold wasn't lacking energy because of age. He was missing the signal his body needed to start generating energy in the first place. It's something I call the biological wake-up call. After 60, your body doesn't just flip on like a light switch. Your blood vessels are tighter. Your hormones are slower to rise. Your nervous system needs a spark, not from caffeine, but from nutrients. And if your body doesn't receive that spark in the first hour of the morning, you stay in low power mode. You think you're getting old, when really, you're just stuck in neutral. Harold thought he was out of juice. But what he really needed was ignition. And when we gave his body that, everything started to shift. Most men think energy is something that gradually disappears with age. But the truth is, energy doesn't vanish. It simply stops getting activated. And here's why. Every night, while you sleep, your body goes into restoration mode. It slows your heart rate. It drops your blood pressure. Your hormones reset. Your brain clears waste. In that state, everything is quiet on purpose. But when the sun comes up, your body needs to switch from restore to respond. It needs a biological wake-up call. And for men over 60, that signal isn't automatic anymore. In your 30s and 40s, your body flipped the switch easily. Your testosterone surged, your muscles responded, and your brain kicked into gear with just a bit of movement. But after 60, that internal switch gets slower. Why? Because the systems responsible for turning on your energy, your blood vessels, your mitochondria, your endocrine glands, are more sensitive. They need input. They need a reason to respond. And when that input never comes, when you skip breakfast, rely on caffeine, or stay in silence, your body stays in that muted state. You may be awake, but your biology is still asleep. Let's make this visual. Imagine you own a classic car. It's beautiful, powerful, but it needs the right oil, the right fuel, and a slow warm-up. Now imagine trying to drive that car in cold weather, without turning the key, without warming the engine, without adding fuel. It'll sit there. Not because it's broken, but because you didn't give it what it needs. Your body is that engine. And the key to turning it on is nutrients, not stimulants. Nutrients that open blood vessels. Nutrients that send signals to your brain, we're up. Let's go. Nutrients that tell your muscles, your hormones, your nervous system, it's time to wake up and move. That's why men who skip food in the morning or just rely on coffee often feel sluggish, distracted, or hollow all day. Their body never received the message, it's time to come alive, but here's the good news. That message is simple to send. And once your body starts to hear it again, everything changes. Let's talk about the turning point. Because once Harold understood the why behind his fatigue, he asked the next question that every man eventually asks. So, Doc, what do I do instead? And my answer was simple. You don't need energy drinks. You don't need caffeine. You don't even need a multivitamin. What you need is 3 real foods your body still knows how to use. These aren't exotic. They're not expensive. They're probably already in your kitchen. But when combined, at the right time, in the right way, they send a clear biological message. We are back online. 1. Boiled eggs. The rebuilder's eggs have gotten a bad rap for years. But the truth is, a whole egg, especially the yolk, is one of the most complete energy foods nature ever made. It's rich in choline and B vitamins, which fire up your brain. It contains leucine, an amino acid that tells your muscles, repair starts now. And it's packed with slow-digesting protein, which feeds your energy system for hours. This isn't just food. This is rebuilding material. 2. Oatmeal, the blood sugar stabilizer. A warm bowl of oats may seem simple. But inside, it's doing something powerful, balancing your glucose curve. Why does that matter? Because when your blood sugar spikes and crashes, so does your energy, your focus, and even your mood. Oats contain beta-glucan, a special fiber that slows digestion and gives your body a slow, steady burn of fuel. It tells your brain, we're safe. We're stable. We've got fuel in the tank. And that's when you stop craving sugar and start feeling clarity. 3. Pumpkin seeds, the silent hormone switch. This one surprises most men. Pumpkin seeds, yes, those little green guys, are loaded with magnesium and zinc, 2 minerals most men over 60 are quietly deficient in. Why does that matter? Because magnesium activates over 300 processes in your body, including energy production and nerve function. And zinc is essential for testosterone, mood, and immune strength. Add just a spoonful of pumpkin seeds into your oats or eat them on the side, and you've just flipped the hormone switch that caffeine can never touch. Together, these 3 foods don't just fill your stomach. They turn on your body's energy pathways naturally. They open blood flow. They calm your nervous system. They stabilize your hormones. It's not breakfast. It's ignition. And when Harold started this simple 3-part ritual every morning, within days, he noticed it. His eyes were clearer. His steps felt lighter. He told me, Doc, I didn't just feel fed, I felt activated, and that's the shift I want for you too. There's a moment I see in nearly every man who sticks with this. It usually happens around the 2nd or 3rd week. He comes back into my office, sits down with a quiet smile, and says, "Something's different, Doc. I can't explain it, but I feel like me again." That's not just a good mood. That's not just luck. That's biology saying yes, finally. Because when you give your body what it's been quietly craving for years, it responds. Not with fireworks, but with steady, quiet proof that your strength was never lost, only waiting. So let me walk you through what typically happens when you stick with the 3-part breakfast ritual. By day 7, your engine starts to hum. The first sign isn't dramatic, it's subtle. You start waking up with a little more presence. The morning fog lifts faster. Your legs don't feel so stiff when you stand up. You're more alert after breakfast, not crashing by mid-morning. Some men say, "I don't feel like I need that second cup of coffee anymore." That's because your mitochondria, the energy factories in your cells, are finally being fed. You've stopped skipping fuel, and your body is thanking you. By day 14, the switch flips. This is when your system starts trusting you again. You sleep deeper. You wake up without dread. You start remembering details again, names, appointments, tasks. Men tell me, "My walks feel smoother. I'm laughing more. I didn't realize how disconnected I'd become." Testosterone begins to rise naturally. Inflammation drops. Circulation improves. And with that, something powerful returns, momentum. You don't just feel like doing more, you start doing it. By day 30, you feel invited back into your own life. This is where it gets emotional. By now, your body has formed a new rhythm. Energy in the morning feels predictable. Mental clarity feels natural. You've regained the dignity of waking up steady, without relying on willpower or stimulants. Some men say, "My wife noticed I'm standing taller. My confidence is back. I didn't think I'd feel this again." But the most powerful thing they say is this: "I feel like I've been invited back into my own life." That's what happens when you stop treating your body like it's broken, and start fueling it like it still matters. Because it does. So now you know the why. You've seen how fatigue isn't the end of something, it's a signal that your body is asking for something it hasn't received in years. But knowledge without action? It doesn't change lives. So let's make this real. Let me walk you through a morning ritual I've recommended to hundreds of men, simple, specific, and proven to reboot the systems that keep you steady, sharp, and strong. This is your biological ignition sequence. Step 1, right after you wake up, rehydrate your circuits. Before coffee, before food, drink a glass of warm water with a pinch of sea salt. Why? Because after 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated. And even a 1% drop in hydration can cause a 10 to 20% drop in energy and cognitive function. That warm water doesn't just rehydrate you, it wakes up your blood vessels, reboots digestion, and calms your nervous system from the inside out. Step 2, within 30 minutes, eat your activation meal. This is where you feed the machine. No skipping. No excuses. No waiting until you're starving. Here's your energy building plate: 2 soft boiled or poached eggs rich in choline, B12, and leucine to rebuild muscle and spark cellular energy. 1/2 cup of warm oatmeal. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon if you like. The fiber stabilizes blood sugar and keeps your mood steady. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, either mixed into the oats or on the side, fueling testosterone, circulation, and brain power. Optional add-ons: banana slices, blueberries, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. But even the basics are enough to change your day. Step 3, eat it mindfully. Don't eat while scrolling your phone. Don't rush between emails or TV headlines. Sit, breathe, chew. Because when you give your body not just food, but attention, you activate the parasympathetic system, your body's natural, rest and rebuild, mode. And that switch is exactly what resets your energy, mood, and hormones. This isn't just breakfast. It's a message. You're telling your body, "I'm here. I'm listening, and we're not giving up." that message matters more than any supplement, pill, or promise you've ever bought. Because when your body feels safe, fueled, and steady, it gives you everything back. Energy, presence, strength. And yes, even joy. If no one's told you this lately, let me be the first: you are not failing. You're not lazy. You're not weak. And this isn't some personal flaw you need to hide. What you're experiencing, this chronic tiredness, this disconnection from your body, this quiet loss of drive, it's not a failure. It's a misunderstood signal. For years, the world has told men like you, that's just aging. Get used to it, and so you blamed yourself. But the truth? You were never given the right tools. You were never shown how your body changes after 60, how the systems that once worked on autopilot now need intention and care. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to be heard. Your fatigue isn't a diagnosis. It's your biology asking a question: will you support me, or will you ignore me? And today, you've chosen to listen. You've learned that energy is not lost, it's waiting. That your nervous system can reboot. That your mitochondria, your hormones, your muscles, they all still respond to the right cues. And maybe most important of all, you've remembered that you're not alone. Every day, thousands of men just like you are waking back up. They're not chasing youth. They're reclaiming presence. They're standing taller, thinking clearer, showing up for their families and themselves. And they're doing it with small steps, like the morning ritual you just learned. Not perfection. Just consistency. Just self-respect in action. So if this message hit something in your heart, if you felt even a flicker of, maybe this could help me, then do me one favor. Share this with a friend, a brother, a father, or anyone who's silently struggling. And if you're ready to try this tomorrow morning, drop a comment that simply says, "I'm back," because sometimes, just those 2 words are enough to change the direction of your story. You're not broken. You're rebuilding. And we're here, walking it with you.